What is the dumbest feature in any product that you know of? In the 1950s, people were finally starting to realize the danger of smoking. Many people, doctors included, had been in denial for a long time, unwilling to kick their dirty habit. Per a 1952 claim that smoking caused cancer, Kent Cigarettes came out with an asbestos filter to help protect smokers. For the uninformed, asbestos causes major health problems like cancer and lung scarring if you inhale it. It is heavily regulated and banned in many countries. Talk about solving one problem and creating an even bigger one. Can I eat fish with boiled eggs together? Yes, you can safely eat fish with boiled eggs together. Both are rich sources of high-quality protein, vitamins, and healthy fats, making them a nutritious combination for muscle building, weight gain, and overall health. Many cuisines around the world regularly combine seafood and eggs in meals without any problems. The main thing to watch for is freshness and proper cooking. If either the fish or eggs are spoiled or undercooked, they may cause digestive discomfort. People with seafood or egg allergies should also avoid the combination. Otherwise, pairing fish with boiled eggs can be a healthy and protein-packed meal choice. What are the strangest medical conditions most people have never heard of? I recently discovered this one. I initially thought he'd been burned somehow, but realized he has anonychia, a condition that causes people to not have nails on their toes or feet. It's extremely rare, and they don't even have data on how many people have it per 1 million. It's not a progressive condition. People are typically born without the nails. They still have all the other body parts, including the nail bed, the tissue that sits under your nails. But hey, he doesn't have to worry about clipping his nails. What happens if you eat too many bananas in one day? There's this misconception that fruits are always good for you. I got into this habit of buying pears because I love their taste and see them as healthy. Then, I noticed my stomach getting bigger. Why? Because they are still loaded with sugar. Good sugar. But sugar. Bananas can have a similar effect if you eat too many of them. They're considered a very rich food. They can also put stress on your kidneys because there is so much potassium in them, which can cause hyperkalemia and cause all sorts of nasty little symptoms. A little goes a long way. With fruit, just have one banana. Then call it a day. Small or large will do just fine. What are some interesting facts about crocodiles? One that would surprise people? They can climb trees sometimes. If the branch is set up and wide, they will climb a tree and lay on a branch where they know nothing will mess with them. They can wrap around the trunk with limbs, and will even bite branches to give them leverage to climb further. I still don't know how the hell they get down. I guess that's one more thing I have to worry about here in Florida. What is the greatest paradox of becoming healthy? One of them is related to Ozempic. To become skinny, you have to take a drug that makes you hate food. Many of the people taking it report that food no longer tastes good, or they feel nausea. And despite these side effects, they become far healthier overall, with many people getting off of 80% of their medications and losing tons of weight. It's ironic that food, the thing we desperately needed to survive for many years, has now become the very thing that kills us. Every problem has a solution. What is the solution for this? You take a deep breath and realize it's all in your head because tiger, lion, hum, not real. Wolf with two head, not real. Sharks in a river, not real. And when you start seeing clearly, then you can see the opportunities and solution to the actual situation. Always look at the bigger picture. Why are the Bhutan people's eyes blue? The Bhutan people live on Bhutan Island in southeastern Sulawesi, Indonesia. The reason their eyes are blue is due to Waardenburg syndrome. This is due to a genetic disorder. It is said that not all Bhutan people have this condition, and medical textbooks state that it is not necessarily inherited from parents. Waardenburg syndrome is a condition that causes hearing loss and changes in the pigmentation of hair, skin, and eyes, and is often associated with people having blue eyes or eyes of different colors. For example, one eye being blue and the other brown, which parties almost turned into disasters. In 1987, they celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. People from all over the region then flocked together to cross the bridge. It was seen as a special opportunity to cross the main bridge on foot. But the problem is that the bridge has been pushed to its limits. It began to sag more than 2 meters downwards. The towers began to tilt inwards at the center. All the cables began to stretch. Fortunately, the officials quickly noticed and put an end to the party. What happens if you drink snake venom? Nothing happens if you swallow snake venom. Snake venom is a type of protein. So once it enters the stomach, protein-digesting enzymes break it down into proteases and peptones, and finally into amino acids. However, if you have damage to your mouth, esophagus, or stomach, say run away. Is there a cognitive ceiling for humans? Yes, scientists have sometimes called it a cognitive horizon. This is all theoretical, but they believe that as a human approaches some undetermined line of intelligence, their odds of going insane also increase. There's some tangential evidence supporting this, including that psychological and mood disorders are much more common in geniuses. Van Gogh painting, after he'd cut off his own ear. The point being, the ceiling is less what the brain is capable of conceiving and more on the human being supporting that brain and what the side effects of that intelligence might entail. What are some rare pictures of nature that we have never seen? A photographer, Martin LeMay, captured this photo of a weasel riding on a woodpecker's back. The bird's face tells it all. The weasel is actually attacking the woodpecker. They eat birds sometimes, and have a vicious bite. Fortunately for the bird, the weasel was eventually distracted by the presence of the photographer, allowing the bird to get away. It's still a wild photo. What a shot. What animal has the strangest skeleton skull? Toucans are pretty weird when you look at their skull-to-beak ratio. I was wondering how the bird can even keep its head upright, but learned the beak is surprisingly lightweight and balanced on their body. It also helps them with cooling, as it has tiny blood vessels that run through it and release heat when need be. Apparently, the beaks also help them forage in the rainforest, allowing them to reach deeper into trees and crevices to get bugs and fruits, etc.